Hi, I'm Brendan Condon. I'm the Global Chief Revenue Officer for Captify. And at Captify, we are working with publishing partners around the world and garnering their on-site search to create audiences for agencies and clients directly so that we can provide them with I'll call an elegant solution in terms of reaching these audiences through what we call search intelligence. So if I think about the learnings, the first one is always be learning. Right? You know, as a seller, you often think always be closing. To me, it's one of the learnings is always be learning. Always be curious. I think that if you have a genuine curiosity about your clients, about your business, about your industry, you'll always have a great, career opportunity because it's genuine. So I think about a learning for me is it's all about the people. And when I'm looking for a role or bringing somebody into a role, I recognize that immediately. Like I have to put my best foot forward so that I can show what we're about and be open and honest about that. And then conversely, when I'm looking for a partner in terms of a business partner or someday maybe a new role, that is something I'm always thinking about in terms of who will I be working for? What is it that they do? Because the technologies will continue to advance, but the folks using the technologies, they're the ones that are most important for a successful business. So from a learning as a manager and having worked in multiple disciplines, it's all about the people in the roles. And then the third, I think it's so important to have this work-life balance. We spend so much time thinking about our jobs, and even when you're working from home or working remotely because of the COVID-induced solitude that many of us have lived through, you still want to have a good balance and enjoying that. And I think when you have a workplace that fosters that kind of cultural environment, like, hey, this is really actually cool. I don't mind working hard, and you never should mind working hard, but you also want to have fun while you're doing it. There's the piece around advertisers successfully relaying their message to consumers, whether they're existing or potential, and doing that in the most efficient and effective media that's possible. And for us, the trends are about how do I, as Captify, where we're looking at these search-powered audiences, provide them across omni-channel solutions, and meaning that how do I provide this unique audience for television marketers, as well as digital marketers, even out-of-home or audio-type marketers, people who are looking for the opportunity to reach somebody unique. That, to me, when I think about a trend, is like, how do you do that better than anybody else? And to do that in a turnkey and scalable way. Another trend to me is that, consumers are getting increasingly sophisticated as to who's talking to them and how they're reaching them. And so you always have to be thinking about privacy compliance alongside with the right messaging at the right time for these consumers to the right people. And then lastly, it's doing that in a way that's not intrusive, but like my work ethics and mindset, it's got to be kind of fun, engaging, and enjoyable, so that somebody's like, hey, I really appreciate this coinciding with the content that I'm viewing or listening to or reading or whatever it might be. I'll go back to childhood and thinking about my piano teacher when I was a kid, who just had this mindset of you can do whatever you want, and if you practice enough and you work hard enough for that, you have the talent to do this. And it really opened my eyes in terms of thinking, yeah, I can do this just like anybody else can. Maybe they went to different schools or they had different, more formal educations, but if I practice hard enough and do enough, and that person, that older gentleman, gave me that confidence and competence in the training and development to say, yeah, I can do whatever I want as it relates to music, but then carrying that over to real life. And it sticks with you, right? I think that you can be inspired, or when you watch some incredible athlete doing something remarkable through the Olympics, or some up and coming rising star. I have young children who are incredibly competitive athletes and elite athletes, and I would recognize immediately that the investment that it makes for them, they make to grow. And I think, wow, it's so inspiring to see so many people in somewhat unique sports having that same kind of alignment. Like, wow, that's pretty cool. And yet it's the unsung heroes, because they don't get that kind of acknowledgement, or very few do. And yet they're all out there doing this remarkable amount of work.